What is up, everyone? Joe here from Subtle Art Soap. Hope you're all doing well. Haven't been able to do a video in a while. I talked about this the other day on my Straight Razor channel. It's just been crazy for us. This time of year for the business, it's really busy. Between the events that we were doing and the farmers market and of course our full-time jobs, it's been crazy. And we really haven't had a free minute to do much of anything else but focus on the business. But I have some time now. Things are going to start to kind of slow down a little bit. We have our farmers market today. We have our last farmers market next week. And then we'll be able to take a breath. So I think a majority of the holiday shopping is going to be done this weekend at the farmers market, for us anyway. And then we roll into the off season for us. And then we can kind of slow things down a little bit, get focused, and get ourselves organized for the things that we have coming up for next year. And I'll talk a little bit more about that as we get into the shave. Before we get to the shave, though, I want to talk quickly about our new release, Peppermint Cocoa. So I had that all set to be released on Monday, the 16th. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen. I'm not going to be able to get it out until the 20th. That is too close to the holidays. I am not going to scramble to get something out that I just know is going to be delayed and getting shipped with, Christmas coming up. And, like a lot of families, we have a lot going on next week or Christmas week. So I'm going to just push it back until January. I'm going to shoot for the beginning of January. It was never meant to be a holiday release or a Christmas release. Excuse me. It was always a seasonal winter release. So we're going to push it back to January. I know a lot of you reached out to me and you were excited for this one. You wanted to know when it was going to be released. And I told you it was going to be next week. I don't know what to tell you other than that's the life of a small business. You can plan and plan and plan all you want. And you can execute that plan the way you had it, the way you had it all sorted out. But there's always something lurking that can mess with that plan. And, once you're done being angry and swearing and stomping around the house because it didn't work out the way you wanted it to, you take a breath and you pivot and you say, okay, not a big deal. We'll just do it differently, which is kind of the situation here. I'm not going to get into a unnecessarily lengthy explanation as to what happened. All I'm going to tell you is that's the life of a small business. You guys that are watching that are artisans, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Things happen. So we're going to move that back to January. And hopefully, like the first week of January, somewhere in there, I'll drop that one. Now, right now, there's not going to be a splash for that. It's just a soap. It's just a fun soap that I wanted to do. There's not going to be a splash. There is a couple other new releases that we're going to have coming out next year, but I'm not going to talk about those right now. I'm going to wait till it gets a little bit closer and then we'll start working on those. But we're going to enjoy this kind of slow time a little bit, take a little bit of a breath and get things organized. All right, so let's get to the shave. So I'm going to be shaving with Oud Wild from Eric, the Cajun Blade. This is a really nice, smooth oud fragrance. If you guys like oud, this is a nice one. I don't make an oud soap. I did have plans for a nude soap this past year, but I scrubbed that and I am going to do something different for next year. I'm actually going to work on a different sandalwood next year. But this is a really nice oud. If you like oud scented soaps, excuse me. I don't have a splash for that. I do have something else I'm going to be using, but for a splash for post shave, just going to be doing a little bit of Thayer's unscented. And what I'm going to be using is a fragrance. Using a little Tom Ford oud wood. This is my second bottle of this. I'm a big fan of this oud fragrance. I know there's a lot of oud fragrances out there, but this is the one that I like. Picked that up at a Black Friday sale. Like I said, my second bottle, I went through the first one pretty quick. Hopefully that one lasts me a little bit longer, but I doubt it because I really like it. And for the razor, this is a Cattaraugus Cutlery Company. I got this from YeOleStraight-n-Strop. I did a video on this on my other channel a little while back. This was the first one I ever got from Adam. And we're going to be using that. And where'd it go? Yep. A little natural pre-shave oil. So I'm going to wet my face and then we'll get rolling with the shave. All right, let's get rolling here. I forgot to mention the brush and the bowl that I was using. I thought this brush was pretty appropriate for an oud wood scent. This is my Cobble Hill Farm blue dyed hemp. It's a 26 millimeter Timberwolf knot. And I got a bunch of soap loaded in my fine accoutrements bowl. I'm going to bowl lather this one today. Man, that's a nice oud fragrance. You know what I like about Eric's soaps? One of the things I like about them is the fragrance doesn't just they're not overly scented. It's a nice mid-range scent. It's not overpowering. It's very enjoyable. You know, I've had soaps before that I bought from other artisans. You open it up and it's just a scent bomb, and it just blows up the room. And you know, as fun as they are, you know, they can be fun. But sometimes, you know, you don't want that. I personally don't want that because I don't always use matching splashes. If you're going to use a matching splash, I guess that's fine. But I don't always use matching splashes. A lot of times I'll do like a lightly scented soap, and then I'll use a fragrance because I have quite the fragrance collection, which makes Sadie a little crazy sometimes because she doesn't know what to get me. We'll be watching TV and we'll see a fragrance commercial, and she's like, "You have that one?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, you know I have that one." Yeah, this is nice. This is really nice. Eric just did a video the other day where he showed his soap making process. That was really cool. He showed his tallow, how he renders his tallow, and then how he makes his soap. That was a really cool video. Put a little bit more water in this brush here. There we go. All right, let's clean this up a little bit. And then we'll get moving here. It's going to be nice to spend this weekend just getting everything ready for the holidays for ourselves, because every other weekend has been spent getting things ready for the business for the holidays, and we got way behind. I mean, our tree's up, there's lights on it, that's about it. We're still decorating, if you can believe that, for the holidays. All right, let's get rolling with the shave. All right. I do have a couple days growth here, and this is a very nice edge. You know, very rarely when you get a razor that is shave ready are they actually shave ready. This is shave ready. Adam's stuff is definitely shave ready. Yeah, let's go. I'll finish up this way here. Very nice edge. That's what I was talking about. That's how, I mean, when did I do this video with this razor? A few weeks back. And I really couldn't even get to it. I mean, I have so many razors sitting on a bench downstairs that I have to get to. And that's going to be something I'm going to do in this when we get to this, our off season, our slow time. Just catching up on some of the other things I wanted to do. But then again, it is ski season, so I might be doing a little bit more of that this year. Some things that are coming up for me next year. The first of which is a retirement. I'll be retiring next year from my full-time job, and I'll be able to devote a lot more time to the business. Which I'm looking forward to. You know, right now I'm splitting time between a full-time job and doing the business, and it gets to be a little bit much, but I'm really looking forward to, you know, being able to do this on a more permanent basis, just doing this. Might get back into, you know, wholesaling like we were. I know we kind of slowed that down considerably. You know, we got to a point where we had to decide, do we want to keep wholesaling? Where do we want to? We have to slow things down because we couldn't keep up with the volume. So, do we wholesale? Do we stay with the farmers market? And we decided to kind of slow down on the wholesale because the farmers market is just, you know, they've been so good to us that I really didn't want to take away from that. We didn't want to stop that. We want to keep supporting that. And I would recommend that to anyone that's going to start a business like this. You can get yourself in a farmer's market or something like that. Highly recommend it. From there, we have gotten a lot of different invites to these different other events, big craft fairs and things like that. And from there, we get noticed for other things. It's a lot of work. It can be very hectic. But it is absolutely worth it. We are trying to get into a second farmer's market next year because I'll be retired. We'll be able to split on Saturdays. We'll see. We have our application in. We're trying to get in to this one specifically as a shave soap and aftershave, because they already have 2 bath soap companies. So we're trying to get in there with our shave soaps and aftershaves, and hopefully that works out for us. All right, I'm going to do a quick little rinse, and then we'll rock and roll on pass number 2. Now, if we do get into this second farmer's market, that's going to be something. It's one of the largest in the area. But we won't know for about a month or so if we're going to get in. You know, the farmers markets and things like that, when they have several different of the same type of vendors, say, let's say soap vendors, candle vendors, things like that, they're looking for something unique to get you in. And the fact that there's really no other artisans around here making a traditional shave soap like I make, that might be the thing that helps us get in. And if we do, I'm going to have to crank up my volume a lot more, because like I said, it is a big farmer's market. And it's close to Vermont, so you get a lot of customers from Vermont that come across for that market. So it'll be a farmer's market here in New York, but it'll actually be serving 2 states. And hopefully that'll make the business my full-time retirement gig. But that's really what you got to do. That was the advice that I was given when I first started by a soap maker. She had said to me, if you have a farmer's market or local events, really push to get in those, because that's how you're really going to get your business up and running. The wholesaling is fine. The wholesaling is fun. And it does help get your business out there to different markets, sometimes different countries. But starting with your local farmers market, getting to know your customers, and that's really how you want to do it. And that's what we did. I mean, things were slow for us when we first started, and then we landed the Delmar Farmers Market, and then boom, things just took off. So I would absolutely agree with that advice, and that's the advice I would give anyone. Now, something I noticed about this razor, let's see if I can show you here. I don't know if you can really tell. That tip's been rounded off a little bit. Now, I don't know if Adam did that or if that's how it came, but that's something that I do when I get these vintage square tips is I round that tip off, because I've been bitten way too many times by the square tip. That I just rounded off myself. So that's one thing I thought was really cool about this too. So if you guys are looking for some really, really nice restored, shave ready vintage razors, I definitely recommend YeOleStraight-n-Strop. I'll put a link down below to his YouTube and his eBay shop. Eric, this is a nice soap, man. Really, really like this. I've had other oud soaps before, but this is nice. I definitely tell you that out of all the oud soaps that I've used over the years, this is definitely one that I think this one is my favorite for sure. Nice. Very, very nice. I think I'll do a little bit of a touch up. Do a little touch up here. It's right underneath here. I only had a couple days growth, but we'll just do a little bit of touch up here. That's better. I tell you, it is cold here today. I am ready to hit the slopes. I think my daughter and I are going to go when she comes home. My daughter comes home for the week for Christmas. And we have some skiing planned for sure. I always thought about bringing my black diamond set with me when I went skiing. See if I can get a little video. but I know where I go skiing and how I ski would be a little bit too much of a distraction, but it would make a fun photo, fun video. How we do. That is good. Very, very nice. All right, I'll rinse off and we'll do a quick recap. Very nice. Very, very nice. Absolutely, guys, 100% shave ready razors for sure. My camera was tipping here. All right, we'll do a little Thayers. And we will finish up with our fragrance. Tom Ford Oud Wood. Oh yeah, that's nice. That is nice. Nice combo there. All right. Soap we used, Cajun Blade Oud Wild. Razor, Cattaraugus Cutlery Company, Little Valley, New York, from YeOleStraight-n-Strop. Highly recommend you guys check this out. Check out Adam's stuff. Cobble Hill Farm, blue dyed hempwood brush. Fine Accoutrements bowl. Thayers you just saw, and Tom Ford Oud Wood. All right, guys, that'll do it. Thanks for watching and have a great weekend. Take care.